Hey, Supernatural fans, we are so excited to talk to you about tonight's episode, Gahunta. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you. And Jack, did he kill someone and bring them back to life? Tune in right now and find out.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Did you all Gahunta a little bit in this episode?
Honestly, I think I'm still Gahunting.
Oh, I could flump Gahunta.
Oh, she's adding more to this story, you guys.
Is that High Demon? I'm a little rusty.
I am bloody lips, so I think I've been eating a little human flesh tonight.
Num num.
I decided to go vampy for you all. This is a new look for me, so if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, tell me. I won't ever do it ever again.
And I just went Silver Lake hipster.
It's damn
Actually, no, I went side character Hunter in the bunker before they died.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're here to talk all about Supernatural, season 14, episode 16. Don't go in the woods.
What's in the woods?
And they did go in the woods.
I know.
They always do.
kind of stupid
Darn
sometimes.
teenagers always interrupting the show.
Always having the sets.
Hey guys, my name is Lyndsey Wegner, and tonight I am joined by my two fabulous co-hosts. From my left,
It is I, Brenden Haley.
It's me, Cherry. Love all of you.
and we've got some fun stuff coming up since it's National Dog Day tomorrow.
Puppies!
National Puppy Day, National Dog Day.
Puppies.
Puppy
Woof,
Day.
woof.
Who doesn't love puppies? So we're gonna have some fun stuff to talk about a little later. We're also gonna talk about Jack's angel tricks that he's got up his sleeve with this angel blade, and what the heck a Gahunta is.
I thought it was a Wendigo, and then they started saying the name, and
It just it trickled down.
because they're similar mythology.
I loved the whole native indigenous mythology.
Sure.
And of course the guest star, who I've been loving for a long time. So I was like, ooh, sweet casting choice, guys.
And Brenden, what did you think of the episode?
I was really into. Honestly, I was more into Jack's storyline than the woods, because the woods we've seen before.
Sure. Monster.
Yeah, I enjoy it, but I was more into Jack killing somebody? Question mark?
Sure.
I mean, spoiler alert, they came back.
He didn't kill her. She was just really, really injured.
Cherry, what do you think of Jack's new friends?
Those kids are too young for Jack to be hanging out with. I was hoping they might be good influences, and then I was like, oh yeah, I remember you from that episode. Don't you hang out with them, Jack. They're bad influences. Bad kids.
I actually agree with you, Brenden. I think that Jack's storyline was definitely more interesting. It's progressing the story for all of us and kind of getting an insight into him the same way that we do with Cass when he's dealing with humans and discovering things along the way, like, what's that? Oh, that's an SAT. Oh, you must have been homeschooled.
And just putting it out there, as someone who was part-time homeschooled, I take so much offense. No, I don't.
You still knew what the SATs were.
Yeah, I didn't pronounce it sat.
Hey, they are sats.
Okay, well, fine. I guess we're
I'm
going
from
to
the Midwest. We enunciate every single letter and vowel.
Well, let's talk a little bit about Jack making some friends. He is not going along with Sam and Dean. Dean's a little worried about him right now and his powers, and he doesn't really tell Jack that, so he sends him off to get this shopping list, which includes beer ×2. Because it's Dean, amongst other things. And he comes across a couple of the friends from a previous episode that were super into the Ghostfacers and Sam and Dean and being a part of the Winchesters. And
sort of like a Winchester fan club.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are few people that actually know kind of what's going on. And like that there's bad things out there and they save them. They save people. There's not many people out there that actually get to hear the true stories behind everything. So I like that these kids kind of befriend Jack, but it doesn't necessarily go well. He's still got so much to learn. He's 2.
He's a
0. 22.
22.
My age. I feel
Are you
seen.
22?
I am 22.
You're so young.
Oh my God, you're such a baby.
I'm your guys' Jack.
Oh my God, you guys
You
are
are
our
Jack.
Jack.
What is a ghost?
So I loved seeing Jack being kind of able to interact with them and get some like people at least closer to his age, kind of friends.
They were kind of mean to him, though.
Yeah, they're kind of
At the
condescending.
end,
But even like they were. I don't mind
Elliot
them.
was super into him.
Yes.
Weirdly fanboy stalker
Yes.
into him.
See, I was hoping for a little budding romance there. Just,
Oh.
a little hope. But sadly, no. Maybe I'll be surprised another time. I actually was wondering if we were getting more of those characters in the plot to build them up as potential hunters or recruits later on. But maybe after what happens tonight, that's not going to happen.
I think they might have scared him away, Cherry.
Like Sam says, I mean, it's a hard life. And do you really want to know about monsters? And most people aren't really capable of fighting them anyway. And so those kids they were nice to Jack, but they were nice to Jack the same way you're nice to people that you think are kind of weird and off, and you're polite.
They also only took interest in him when he started to flex his powers a little bit. And that's not the best basis for a relationship or a friendship.
No, but that makes sense for teenagers.
Of course.
Someone to buy you alcohol.
Someone to buy them alcohol. Well, I mean, she works at the mini mart. She could probably steal alcohol if she really wanted. Something was telling me there wasn't really a camera in that mini mart. She had the keys to, and her friends and her are hanging out in there when it's supposed to be closed, or I don't know if it was supposed to be open, but you're right. They didn't really think he was cool. He's like, cool, I've got this angel blade. And he's kind of telling him stories and giving him details about demons and everything. And once he starts moving this angel blade around, they take notice. And he's almost mesmerized by what he's doing as well. And she did walk into the blade.
Yes!
It was totally her fault.
It was her fault. Why not walk away from the shiny knife spinning around? Not towards it.
You could say, oh, I loved that sound
Ooh,
effect.
that just instantly hurt.
I was not ready for it.
Oh.
You could say that her girlfriend was pushing her toward the blade a little bit too. She walked into it.
Yeah.
Let's call it for what it is.
Okay. So she walked in, she killed herself. Death by angel blade. And they all kind of start to get mad, and Jack realizes this is a situation that needs to be fixed. So, of course, what's he going to do? He's going to heal her. This is where are these healing powers coming from? What is it? Is he burning off more of his soul? Is this the angel power? What do you guys in the chat think? Do you think that this is Jack burning off some of his soul? Do you think this is angel power? Do you think this is Lucifer power, demon power? Where do you think it's coming from? You guys let us know in the chat or on YouTube or on Twitter later. I'm going to find out what Brenden and Cherry think.
Well, I was actually going to say, last week, you guys in the chat were on it more so than I was, because I went through the comments a little bit afterwards, and many of you were saying that there's an episode, I think in like 2 weeks, something like that, that has Jack in the title. So I'm assuming, based on your intellect and beauty and grace, that we're going to get more answers with that episode. Maybe it's where a master plan is revealed. Maybe it's where we get the big bad. I don't know. I'm going a little too far into predictions right now. I'll save that for later.
I don't know if he's using his soul or not. And I think one of the things that we all have to remember is that he's only 2 years old. So he's never had the learning experience of how to deal with humans, and humans are so much more fragile than demons or anything else. And so I don't think, even if he is burning his soul, that doesn't necessarily mean he'd be evil per se. And so I really don't think Jack will be evil, but I do think he might become too literal and punish people because, literally you're not supposed to kill, you're not supposed to fornicate, you're not supposed to do this sort of thing. I'm going way out there.
Did you all see when they lifted her shirt up? Was that a cross?
Yes, but that's the hilt of the blade.
Okay. I just was...
Because I was
Imagery is
thinking for a
everywhere.
minute. Yeah.
I love it.
I didn't notice that, actually.
I
I was like perpendicular to the screen.
Yeah, it was real. I liked seeing that.
Yeah, because I've noticed that before and stuff. And the hilt of the blade, when it burns, is kind of like a cross. Probably because of God's will.
And it being an angel blade.
Yes.
So he saves Cece's life, and they tell him to leave, and Jack is very clearly upset. We knew this was going to happen. We knew they were going to send him home. Do you think there's a chance for Jack to be friends with them again, or do you think that we've lost him for good, and now they may not be fans of the Ghostfacers and the Winchesters? And
I don't know. I think it's always so difficult to tell, especially with a show that introduces these characters multiple times when we least expect it. I don't know. What do you think, Jerry?
I don't know. I think the girl who got stabbed, the look she gave Jack was almost rapturous, like he was God or an angel or something, because she knows he's not a human being, and I assume she assumes he's not a demon. The other two, I don't know if they want to hang out with Jack anymore. They're kind of scared of him. That little boy went from hero worship to terror beyond all belief. So I don't think he'd be cool with hanging with him. But I think the little brown-haired girl, I think she might be drawn to Jack because he did save her.
save her life.
And she did walk into the blade. So when you think dispassionately about it, she'll be like, I kind of walked into the blade, so my bad.
I don't think all hope is lost with them. I think that I agree with you. I think she's kind of mesmerized. I still think they all are questioning, wait, who are you? What are you? We know Sam and Dean are human, but what are you? And I don't know if he's going to tell them at some point, but I'd love to be there and see that and have his...
They seemed a little shaken when he started talking about demons and possession. So maybe they thinking that he's a demon.
He's a
of some
demon.
kind. Yeah.
Because the ghost facers are reasonable. They can get behind that. But Sam and Dean are a lot more realer when it comes to dealing with the monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
And they are living in that town, so they kind of know what's going on, just not necessarily firsthand, except for that episode they were in with, like, John Wayne Gacy. I mean, Hell on Earth, most horrifying person
That was
on
when the
Earth.
kids came into
Yes,
play.
that's when they came in. And so they got to really see a lot more than anyone else did. So they thought it was sort of like how kids are. They think they can take care of, they think they're grown, and then when it goes down, they immediately yell for mom and dad.
Yeah.
Well, before we get talking about Sam and Dean and the Gahunta, Brendan's going to tell you a little something about all of us here at AfterBuzz.
Hey guys, I just want to take a second to tell you how wonderful you guys are, how beautiful souls you are. That's not grammatically correct, but your viewership and you guys tuning in every week, it makes our world and it makes what we do for a living possible, and it makes AfterBuzz possible. So thank you so, so much for tuning in and being a fan of Supernatural and being a part of the Supernatural family. I ask that if you are on YouTube right now, on behalf of AfterBuzz, please, please, please hit that big old subscribe button if you haven't already. Give us a like. Maybe even a comment. I highly suggest a comment, because if you do that, we'll shout you out in the live chat. If you're on iTunes, you can head on over to those 5 stars. Maybe give us a 5-star rating. That'd be really cool,
We like 5-star ratings.
We like
They're
5-star
the
ratings.
best. We love them.
Yeah, and we offer any kind of show you like. We got action, adventure, rom-com, all the shows on television. It's a buffet of entertainment, and we highly recommend that you, give us more support and love, because we love you. It's all reciprocal. We love each other. I'm losing my words.
You're just verklempt by
By the
Gahunta.
love. Thank you.
Yes. We want you to join the Buzz family.
Yeah.
All the shows.
Well, let's talk about this little monster that's wreaking havoc.
Can you say the name again?
Wait, no. Gahunta.
Okay.
Now I'm actually saying Gesundheit. Gahunta.
Gahunta. Okay.
Gahunta. We've got some trouble in Iowa right now. We had couples making out in the woods, the sheriff showing up. I mean, that's just
The real horror of
the real horror of the show is the
Cock block
fact
in.
that the sheriff is showing up on your date and he's your dad. It doesn't really get any worse than that when you're in the car with the windows steamed up.
I mean, I've been in that situation. It wasn't a parent, it was a police officer.
You gotta hide better.
Wow.
No, you know what?
In the middle of nowhere works much better. I'm also from Wisconsin, town of 7,000 people, so hiding is pretty easy.
I do not know that life. I am from Santa Monica.
Oh, yeah.
There's nowhere to hide.
There's
I'd
nowhere
be
to hide.
afraid of hiding somewhere up in the canyon and getting eaten by a coyote. By a real coyote.
Or falling over the edge. That'd be scary.
That could really happen here.
Oh, yeah, it does happen.
Yeah.
It does
Super
happen here.
terrifying.
So, unfortunately, Barbara doesn't last very long. And this monster with these giant claws reaches into the bathroom stall and bye-bye, Barbara.
It doesn't seem like any Barbara in any horror verse seems to do well.
Yeah, wasn't that
No.
Stranger Things?
It was
Wasn't
there were a lot of similarities to Stranger Things with this episode.
Yes.
And that was the first one. Because the minute they said Barbara, I was like, she gonna die.
Yeah.
The minute she
Anyone
walked
that
in
goes into the bathroom.
Ew, the icky bathroom, get a tree. Carry a paper towel with you. Do like a bear
Just
does in
squat
the
and
woods.
shake.
Shake it,
You heard
shake
it here
shake it,
first, kids. Squat and shake. A
Midwest
Lyndsey
in the
Wegner
house.
original.
Yeah, that's a Midwestern.
That's how
honey.
we
That's what you
do.
got to do. You certainly don't wipe with leaves.
Yeah. No, you bring tissue
I didn't learn
with
that
you.
the hard way, but I have had friends who've learned that the hard way. And apparently that happens on Grey's Anatomy often.
Yeah.
So Peter D. Supernatural Whovian in the chat is saying, I still predict Jack's stalker will return. Angel.
Yes.
Yes. Love it. Elliot.
Love, love, love. If you can't
So-
make a man, build a man.
So before Sam and Dean leave to head out on the case, Sam is obviously doing some research about the case. And Dean comes in and asks him what he's looking at and mentions porn among a few other things. And Sam goes, the internet is more of a naked people. And Dean responds with, not my internet, which was my favorite line of the show. And a great way to start the boys in this episode before they head out to Iowa, where over 50 people have gone missing in the last, 30, 40 years, I think it was?
Something like that.
Something like that. So they are in Iowa with the sheriff. The skin lacerations look like burns on the body. Gahunta means whistling. I wonder if it does have anything to do with Gesundheit.
If you guys know,
Anyone want to check that out for us? Let
let
us know.
in the chat.
If there's any connection. I don't know what if the word is Latin. Because what would Gesundheit be? Salud is Spanish for bless you. Gesundheit, is that German?
Because I think it is
That would
German.
sound, yeah, that sounds German.
Is Gahunta German, or is this like...
Well, they were,
It's Native American tribal, right?
Yes.
Legend.
but they were interlopers. So
Okay. If anyone knows, let us know. That's a
we're
interesting...
pondering.
Yeah, drop
Yeah,
some
it means
history.
whistling. And they are given to consume sweet mortal flesh.
Ew.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
That's a Friday night.
I'd rather starve. I'm not eating my family.
It's a Friday night in the woods.
Oh, don't act surprised.
That's not my kind of Friday night.
Well, and if the sheriff keeps warning people to not go in the woods, why are people hiking at 10 o'clock at night when it's dark?
Yeah.
Please explain to me why
this what
two
you-
more people went in.
Is this what you do when you're from not a city?
There's nothing to do in the Midwest.
Okay. 'Cause
I
it
mean,
looks beautiful, don't get me wrong.
We might drink in a barn. I once again didn't do that. I wasn't popular enough to do that. I wasn't
was
invited.
I.
I wasn't invited to those parties. Look at me now.
All the barns wish they had you.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
I'm so tired, you guys. Okay. Wow. But so, I mean, maybe that's what they do. You kind of like, sure, you rebel against a small town, especially, it is Iowa, it is Midwest. There is not a whole lot to do there. There's corn stalks, there's probably cows and potatoes and other things, but there is not a whole lot to do there. So, I mean, I just don't understand, though, hiking in the woods at night. They weren't, because they weren't specifically looking for the monster.
No.
If they had been looking for the monster or looking for a coyote, I would understand them going.
Maybe they were trying to get up to some snickerdoodle shenanigans.
But
naughtiness.
Yeah.
I don't. They didn't
also-
seem like they were. The couple was definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Barbara and Tommy were. These two didn't look like it. They just looked like two people that were, let's go hiking at 10 o'clock at night. This must be a smart idea.
Yeah,
dude."
bruh.
They might have been lost because it felt like they weren't necessarily planning on being that laid out. And I think they were towards the edge of the forest anyway. And also the sheriff telling you not to go in the woods, but for no real discernible reason. Well, he can't tell me what to do. He's not my dad. I'm going to go in the woods anyway.
Dude, I'm afraid of coyotes in Los Angeles.
There aren't really any coyotes in Iowa. So
Let alone in the middle of nowhere in the woods in Iowa. I'm not going there. I'm just not doing it.
Coyotes in Iowa that I'm aware of.
Well, exactly. So you know that it's definitely a code word for some sort of monster.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so he dies. I don't feel bad for you either.
She was horrible. She totally left her friend. She did not turn back.
Yeah.
She didn't flash the light at him. She was like, oh, well, I'm out. Peace. Hope you're okay.
And
She lived.
she lived, sure, because she ran off.
And left
left
her
her friend to die.
Yeah.
But what did you guys think of the sheriff not allowing Tom to tell Barbara's family what happened?
Do you think Barbara's family wants to see Tom? I know my family would not want to see Tom, and it wouldn't be a good idea for him to come to the house because they'd be pissed.
Yeah.
And what would he really tell them? We were off sneaking. My mom told me not to leave the house, but well, I wanted that sweet love with your daughter. So we went out to the middle of the nowhere woods when they could have gone to his mom's house because his mom was out of town.
With her boyfriend Todd. So
Yes.
obviously they are
Super
rebelling,
divorced. Yeah.
which makes sense.
So you're opting
I'd
for
rather
a
hook up
car
in the
over.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House is always better.
Always better.
Well, but
And no demons are going to eat you. No.
Supernatural, they do eat you in your house.
Oh, I see.
yeah, you're right. They should have just stayed home. in
Yes,
her
I would have
house.
stayed home, watched cable,
If she's out with,
made the move while watching TV and some popcorn.
yeah, you got it. So, okay, so they don't tell them, and of course Sam and Dean are not going to abide by this rule to not go in the forest. They find out this whole legend comes back to, it said, the Parker family were the first white settlers. They made a cabin, but during the winter, it was a very, very tough winter, and basically only Henley survived, and it turned into him eating his family in order to survive because of how inclement the weather was. And then went mad with hunger. And when the sheriff's tribe caught them, they wanted him to suffer. This was like, I was like, oh, this is getting cray-cray here now. And he was doomed to roam the woods, always starving, and kind of like bonded there. So they didn't kill him?
No, because he killed his family, which was like terrible, of course. But it was when he started killing and eating the tribe people, when he started finding them, winter was over, so he could have eaten like normal food. But he just liked eating flesh, and they were like not down with that.
I just don't get why it's modern day now. So if he's been out there and they know about this, can't we just go to a supermarket? Can't we just get him groceries? Can't Jack get him groceries?
He was supposed to be punished for eternity, feeling hunger, and his body constantly eating itself.
Okay.
Which would be an awesome diet.
But if you as the sheriff know that this is going, but if you as a sheriff know this is what's going on, he's eating random people that are going in there. You have a child that lives in this town. Aren't you going to actually go after it and stop it? You know, he knows how to kill it. Oh, you put a silver blade through its heart. Okay, so you've let over 50 people die? That blood is now on your hands, Sheriff, because you knew what the heck was going on out there. I'm very mad at all the people in Iowa right now. Not you guys at home, but the people in Iowa in this episode. I'm very frustrated with y'all.
So as an Iowan, I have to say, you hear this mythology, you don't really believe it. Your assumption is that someone fell down a well or fell down a ravine or something, and it wasn't like some supernatural thing, because like the sheriff said to the Winchesters, put some video on YouTube. Tell people. I mean, you know, like the wood markers eventually would grow and fall, the trees would fall. So I think people have been going in the woods, but it wasn't happening all the time because people weren't going in the right section. So it's like, oh, well, Bob went in the woods, but you know, he's a drunkard and probably fell down somewhere. You know, hey. And if you ran fast, you could get away from it anyway. It's only the stupid, clumsy people that fall. Because notice Miss coward ran like the wind and left her fat, chubby friend who fell.
I don't think he was. No.
He was kind of, he was, let's say, thick.
Let's say body positive.
He was husky.
Yeah, okay.
Husky.
Okay, yeah. He was husky. Like me. I'm veal, so the monster totally would want to eat me. I'm tasty. I'm veal. But, yeah, like, I think if you could because it doesn't feel like it was a very healthy marathon running monster anyway. So you could totally outrun it.
I think the monster just needed some moisturizer. Like,
and some Old
damn.
Spice.
And some. Oh my God. I'll get to that later.
And some mouthwash.
Just like a tender, loving care moment.
Just somebody just caring about him for a little bit and giving him some attention and affection, maybe. But I think everyone was afraid they might get eaten.
Sure was biting everybody.
Just
the sheriff.
Dripping his salivic acid on him.
I'll never be that single.
So, of course, Tom decides he's going to go and try and find this monster. And he does. Thankfully, the sheriff is there to try to help with this predicament and then gets, like, clawed, and I'm afraid he's going to die. And thankfully, Sam comes in to save the day. He gets attacked. The sheriff, like, goes out when Dean's like, you got to get out of here. Dean comes in and love this setup. Comes out, and the sheriff gets to kill the monster, which I think is kind of not revenge, but maybe vengeance for killing the people in the woods.
I thought it was respectful.
Yeah,
of,
to
like,
let
his
him.
ancestors.
Yes.
You know,
because
they were the ones who
Cursed him.
cursed this guy. So it should be them who finishes it. Like, that was really empowering, I thought.
I agree with you. And Cherry, what did you think of this green ash disintegration?
That was awesome. But can I just go back and say, what weapon did Tom bring to kill the coyote? Because it didn't feel like he had a gun or anything. He was like, Dad, I'm going to kill it. And he didn't, like, have anything with him.
It's a coyote.
You still need, like, a gun or something.
A baseball bat. Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Hi, doggy.
Guys, it's
Hi,
in the
wild
studio.
doggy.
It's
Hi,
in the
wild
studio.
doggy.
A bat.
Hi, wild doggy.
A bat would do the trick. A stick would do the trick if you hit it hard enough. Not that I've killed any coyotes and not that I ever want to. Please stay away from me, coyotes.
They're kind of big. I saw one in my neighborhood one time.
Some of them are. It depends on their size and stuff. I mean, they do come from the wolf family, so I mean.
They do tend to be skinnier, at least in
And they
Los Angeles.
technically
They're
don't
hungry.
go after humans. They go after small animals that they can eat. And they're technically scared of humans. So I don't really think he needed some crazy weapon to go kill this coyote. But if it's killed people, yes, you should come in
With a
prepared.
real weapon, yeah. I think so. He was a stupid kid. Genetically, Darwin's law up and down the way.
Do you think his dad should tell him really what happened?
No, he's too stupid to know. Stupid child.
Brenden, thoughts on that? Do you think his dad should tell him what happened in the woods and about this legend?
Yeah, I think it's important. It attacked him. He has a right to know.
He should have minded his mom and stayed home and do his homework like he was told.
I will not argue with that. I agree. I definitely agree. I feel like he should know, and those kids that Jack was hanging out with should not.
No, they shouldn't know.
Yeah,
No.
complete reverse.
Yeah. They should just get their memories wiped.
Well, Sam obviously thinks that Jack should know about his powers and convinces Dean of this. So when they get back to the bunker, there is no beer waiting for them because he didn't have an ID among the fake IDs that he has. But Dean kind of explains to him that you have powers and we're not quite sure what they are. So if you're going to use them, just, let us know. We'll tell you when you can use them. Now, Jack obviously used his powers before having this conversation with Dean. Do you think he's going to use them without approval? You guys in the chat, let me know. Do you think that Jack is going to continue to use his powers without Dean and Sam's knowing or approval? Or do you think he's going to abide by those rules? Brenden and Cherry, what do you two think?
Well, obviously telling lies didn't bother him too much because he lied about almost stabbing someone to death and using his angel powers. So
Yeah, he
Jack
gotta
is
do
like
it.
every other teenager in the world, a damn liar.
Cherry has some very harsh words against teenagers, you guys. And I agree.
Kids, get off my lawn.
Do you think that Jack's gonna...
Oh, totally.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Why would why would he lie if he's not going to do it again?
He felt, well, he doesn't feel guilty, but he didn't want to like get in trouble and deal
Because
with it.
the thing, he doesn't need to feel guilty. He felt guilty in the moment, but he's so confident that he can reverse anything that he does that he's not going to feel anything. That's a slippery slope.
The power.
Yeah.
He's a rebellious teenager, and they're the worst. Worst. I love
Honestly,
kids.
I think I was really thinking maybe he would listen to Sam and Dean and realize, okay, I killed someone and I was able to bring them back to life, but I killed someone, so maybe I need to be on the like down low for a little while. And Sam and Dean are gonna need me, and then they're gonna call and they're gonna ask for a favor. Call for a favor. I'm not gonna do it because I did it a few weeks ago and I did not do it justice. I can't do it justice today. But I do think that they are going to ask him for his powers, and he is going to come into play, and they're going to need him to fix something, and he's going to be able to do it, and it might not have the results they think it's going to have.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to find out about that whole party in the woods with the kids.
Do you think? I hope he tells them. I hope he comes clean about that.
There's some drama
I'm
to
not-
be had.
Maybe
Yeah.
to Cass.
He's not going to tell them. They're going to go in town. Those kids are going to be like, your stupid son stabbed me. He stabbed me.
And maybe it's going to come out that way, is
Yeah.
they see Sam and Dean, and
They
not tattle, but like, tell on him.
Tell.
Yeah.
I'd tell. I mean,
Yeah, that's
you
serious.
know,
Like, hey, the guy that's with you stabbed my friend and like healed her and was throwing Miss Angel Blade around and stuff. Was telling us about demons, and
Yeah.
Sam and Dean then are gonna throw a smackdown.
Yeah, I think the little gray-haired chick will. I think she'll tell 'cause she was pissed.
Yeah.
The little boy is scared, so he wouldn't say anything. And the little brown-haired girl had that euphoric moment, so she wouldn't
Sure.
tattle.
I was going to bring this up because you just mentioned, where do you guys think Cass was this entire time? I know we got a little bit of, they told us, but
He needed some me time.
yeah.
After seeing Jack disintegrate the snake, it kind of put the fear of God in him.
Yeah.
I think he's off. I mean, we kind of see it in the preview, which we're going to get to in just a second. We'll get to some predictions, but I think he's off on his way trying to find someone for help. I think that's what he's doing. He's not telling Sam and Dean that. He's just saying, I'm just taking a little break. But he's really going to look for someone that we see in next week's episode. So we'll get to that in predictions. That's where I'm guessing he is right now.
Yes.
That's, yeah. I'm going to take a quick second to shout out
Yes.
Peter D. Supernatural Whovian, who, in regards to lying teenagers, has commented, true dat, they are liars. My daughter lies to me every day for no reason.
Ooh,
Peter,
That was too
naughty.
good. That is
Peter,
too
what's
juicy.
the best one she's come up with, and what was she really doing? We really want to know. Tell us. Thank you for sharing. We love. This is why we love you guys, because you guys have good stories like this to tell us.
I
But
hope I didn't cause an argument in your house, but thank you for the comedy gold.
we love it.
Classic.
All right. Anything else about this episode before we jump into our little special segments, some news and predictions for you guys? You feeling like we wrapped it up with a nice little bow?
I'm pretty ready.
I liked it. I like that we got to go to Iowa. Iowa strong. ISU take March Madness. They'll lose in the first round. We always do.
I have no idea of any of those words that just came out of your mouth. I'm so sorry.
Like I said, I really like this episode just because we got a little bit more about Jack, what it's like for him growing up, the things that he's going through that he just doesn't know, these little quirks that we all kind of knew, but that he's just figuring out on his own. And it's really neat to see him kind of take those steps and grow, and watch him grow up before our eyes right now, guys.
Oh, little Jack.
Yeah. So, Cherry decided that we've got a little special segment. Since it is National Puppy Day tomorrow, we want to know what your guys' favorite dog-centric episode was. And I know you two have your favorites. I literally could not think, and I'm like sitting here thinking, I can't even remember what my favorite dog movie is. So,
Marley and me.
Oh my
that's
God,
so
any
sad.
dog movie makes me cry
Me
because
too.
somebody's
Yeah.
probably gonna die.
Yeah.
I liked Matt's a lot.
So, Cherry, what was your favorite dog-centric supernatural episode?
So I'm going to go back a few years ago to season 9, episode 5, Dog Dean Afternoon. That was the one where Dean had to get a spell cast to be able to communicate with dogs. It's the one where he was hanging out the window that one time like a dog.
Yes. Okay. Yes, that's my favorite too. Yep, that was it. I was when you had told me this earlier, I was thinking, I'm like, what was Dog Dean Afternoon? I'm like, I think he was a dog. Wasn't he kind of a dog for a second? Was he channeling? And yep, it
Yes.
definitely was.
So fun.
Love that. That
Such
is a
fun
great one.
episode.
Now, you guys, I can't follow that up to the hype because it's Dean and dogs. But mine is season 6, I think, episode 8, titled "All Dogs Go to Heaven." And if you remember, it involves Crowley and Sam and Dean and sort of coercing them into this situation where I can't remember where they went, but they meet up with this what is the word? I can't remember. Skinwalker. Who is sometimes a dog named Lucky. And I remember watching the episode and seeing the puppy, and I was just like, oh my God, come here, my little angel baby. I just want to like
It's
scritch you.
puppish. Puppy Day. National Puppy Day. I know. Well, let us know.
Remember the Hellhounds, Carly's Hellhounds.
Oh, they were cute too, in their own way. They just needed some love.
They did.
Scare me. Hey, the dogs, the coyotes, they all scare me, you guys. I'm scared over here. And Cherry, you've also got some news for us. Fill us in on the latest dish.
Jensen Ackles and his wife are, as usual, being the awesome couple goal that they are. And this year, to celebrate their birthdays, they're doing Sharing Our Birthday with the Birthday Party Project. It's to help kids be able to participate in sports and fun. Kids who are homeless in transitional living facilities across the country, because, you know, often they just don't get to really have, you know, birthday parties, all the luxuries that we have. And so they're sharing their birthdays with them with their charity. And if you go to Jensen's Instagram account, look in his information, it'll give you a link to go in so that you can help kids who are in transition, who are homeless, to have a great birthday too.
I love that.
I love
I know
the
my heart.
Winchesters.
God, I love them so much.
The whole show is just full of such nice, wonderful people. I love them.
And sort of speaking on that, it's not necessarily news, it's a little bit of gossip, I guess. I shout out to Supernatural Wiki, hashtag Ride or Die on Twitter. You guys brought my attention to the fact that tonight's episode was the directorial debut of one of Supernatural's longtime editors. I believe his name was John Fitzpatrick. Okay. John Fitzpatrick.
Awesome. And we also have some big news. I don't know if you guys saw last week Brenden's amazing artwork that he did. It was incredible. He posted it on the gram, he posted it on Twitter, and Ruth Connell, Miss Rowena, reposted it. And we are very, very proud of you because it's incredible.
Thank
so
you.
Awesome.
I got some more art coming out later tonight, so keep an eye out.
stay tuned. And where can they find that?
Oh, that's on my secondary Instagram, Haley Doodle Doo.
Haley Doodle Doo. Check it out, you guys. And predictions for next week. Well, 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from now.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
A little break.
I thought I made a mistake.
AfterBuzz TV returns on April 4th, so you guys are going to have to just miss us next week and miss the boys and all the fun. And I saw, thank you, Steve Britton, for also giving us the episode 18 synopsis. So next week we see Castiel go to Joe O'Neill to help contact God. He is looking for a miracle. And Dean and Mary are out on the hunt, have to work fast, and they come across Nick Lucifer. Someone's attacked Donatello. There's big things coming up.
Could we say Nucifer?
Nucifer? Nucifer?
Nucifer, do you guys like it?
I love it.
It's way better than Lick.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I mean, I think it also is. It has a charm. No, it doesn't.
No. No, Nucifer is much better.
Nucifer, we like Nucifer. Good job.
So, and then we've got the following episode. Thank you, Steve and Brenden for posting this, which season episode 18, Absence, the state of being away. Sam and Dean continue to worry about the condition of Jack's soul. So I'm guessing that in next week's episode, we're going to see perhaps Jack using some of his soul or using his powers, and the boys going, okay, wait a second. We did not give you permission. But they also go back to, I'm assuming they go back to Donatello or something, because Donatello does get attacked. So I think they want to find more out about the actual, where Jack is at, where Donatello is at. What do you think Cass wants to talk to God about?
I think he knows that they need some help with Jack, because Jack isn't a normal teenager. They can't put him in his room. They can't say stand in a corner like you would with a normal 2-year-old. And they need someone who can bring, the big guns of parental punishment down on him. That'd be God.
I was over here thinking maybe he wants to talk to him for something we haven't seen happen yet. It could be possibly something next week, 2 weeks from now. Or maybe he's been away this entire time having a little vision quest, perhaps.
Ooh.
I don't know. There's been a lot of ideas of fate playing into this with Dean and the what was it called, the metal coffin a couple weeks ago.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the box.
I'm wondering what's going on with Castiel while he's away right now, because I don't think it's just picking flowers and eating watermelon. I don't know.
Do you think that we get a God appearance by the end of this season?
Ooh,
I'm a bet on it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
And his sister, God's sister. I'd love to see
Amara?
her again. Yes.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, she was saucy. I liked her.
All right, so we get some. We're hoping for a God appearance. Are you guys hoping we see God at the end of this season? And hopefully he comes in. Is he going to lay a smackdown? Is Lucifer going to lay a smackdown with Jack? I know a couple of you are saying that maybe that's why Nucifer is kind of coming back into play.
Are you team Nucifer or team God? Let me know.
Yes, let us know what you guys think. Yes. We've got to wait 2 weeks to find out what is happening. So you guys are just going to have to stay tuned with us, and we're going to tell you exactly how to do that. Brenden.
Well, you can find me, Brenden Haley, at Brenden Haley on Instagram. Haley Doodledoo is my secondary Instagram. Brendo Hales on Twitter. I also do Will and Grace here at AfterBuzz, and I do Queer Eye now. We just started.
All the new season, I heard it's a tearjerker.
Oh my God, I cry every episode, and I'm only on the third one.
I love it. Cherry.
You can find me, Cherry_LA, on Twitter and Instagram. And Tuesday nights, The Rookie, and of course, Supernatural Thursdays with all of you.
Aw, and this is Lyndsey here. You guys can find me on all things social media at Lyndsey Wegner. That's LYNDSEYWEGNER. Thank you for joining us in the chat. Thank you for your comments on YouTube. We do read them. We do look at them. Thank you guys so much for doing that. And we will see you in 2 weeks on April 4th. So till then, goodbye, my babies.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, my little demons.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.